Oh my goodness, guys, they did it. Tesla bought $1.5 billion of Bitcoin, as we saw in an SEC filing earlier today. So I want to break down what happened there very quickly, talk about the news, also break down Tesla stock and a bunch of other stocks that are running on this news. And like you all saw in the title, I also want to share with you guys my Bitcoin holdings. I want to show you all the Bitcoin that I personally own. So if you guys find value, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, go down below, get yourself into the Strive Smart Discord chat, the Facebook group, get 2 stocks from WeBull valued up to $1,600 and $30 from M1 Finance. All of those, again, are linked down below and are 100% free of charge. And you could also check out the Patreon, which we just started launching exclusive content on there today. You can check out that. Also linked down below, all my buy orders, sell orders. I'm doing a daily morning update video for all the top tier patrons on there. So go check out the Patreon. That is linked right down below. So let's get right into it. What you guys see right here is Tesla stock. And we can see clearly pre-market, it was at about $860. It went down to about $840. And then all of a sudden we saw a massive pop from $840 all the way up to almost $880, which was a move of about 4%. And this was, again, on the back of the news of this $1.5 billion buy of Bitcoin. And honestly, this news that came out didn't so much move Tesla stock as it moved Bitcoin. I mean, gosh, guys, did you see Bitcoin? I don't have my phone on me right now. Actually, it's right here. Bitcoin, earlier in the day when this news came out, it went up over $44,000 a coin. And at this point in time when I'm filming this video, let me double check for you guys right here. Bitcoin is sitting handsomely at a little bit over $43,000 a coin, and it went up over 15% at one point on the day. Right now it's up about 14%. So this news moved Bitcoin more than it did Tesla, because we're seeing big companies now, big institutions, and we've been seeing this quite frankly recently. We've seen these big boys, the big money, start to go into Bitcoin, which is why it's been going up like crazy recently in these past couple of months. That's been the really big, one of the biggest bull cases for Bitcoin, is that what if, all these big institutions, publicly traded companies, what if they start adding Bitcoin, and what if all these companies start, converting some of their cash into Bitcoin? That's been a big thing for Bitcoin these past couple of months. And now that we're seeing Tesla buy Bitcoin, Square, PayPal, all these companies associating with Bitcoin, and more businesses to come in the future, probably, right? You can assume that, that is pushing up the stock or the price of Bitcoin rather. And it's really good for Bitcoin in general. So again, they bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Who knows when they bought it? I doubt it was today. It was probably maybe last week, the week before that, or maybe they've been gradually buying it. But overall, that's what we got in terms of news. And get this. This is huge. The company said it bought Bitcoin for more flexibility to further diversify and maximize returns on our cash. That makes sense since the dollar is going down. It's being devalued. Bitcoin has been going up, so that makes sense there. And in addition to that, Tesla said it would start accepting payments in Bitcoin. Yeah, you heard that right. You'll be able to purchase their products with Bitcoin, which is pretty awesome. And that would make Tesla the first major automaker to accept Bitcoin as a payment. So that's pretty cool. And $1.5 billion, and I did this math earlier this morning on the Patreon morning briefing update. $1.5 billion is around 8% of their $19 billion in cash and cash equivalents that they had on hand at the end of 2020. So, 8% of their cash going to Bitcoin. I mean, guys, that's a pretty decent amount. I mean, it's not like a quarter of their cash or half of their cash into Bitcoin. That would have been ridiculous. Bitcoin would probably be over $50,000 a coin if Tesla were to put half of their cash into Bitcoin. But, 8% is pretty good. I mean, that's a decent size. If it was 1% of their cash, I'd be like, okay, I mean, 1% is not that much, but 8% on the other hand, that's pretty good in my opinion. And who knows, if they put even more of their cash into, Bitcoin in the next couple of weeks, months, that's very possible, especially if Bitcoin were to drop, maybe see a sell-off. Who knows what's going to happen here? But overall, that's what we're seeing. Tesla put 8% of their cash into Bitcoin, or at least their cash at the end of 2020. That's pretty good. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments about that. And we saw a lot of other stocks move heavily on this news. I mean, of course, we have Mara, which is up 33% today. This is a stock that we called out in yesterday's Sunday video. If you guys caught that, you saw that. I said I wouldn't be surprised if Mara were to hit an all-time high in the next couple of weeks as Bitcoin were to test that 44,000 level, and it happened the next day. I didn't think it was going to happen that quick, but it did. Bitcoin got this boost from Tesla. It hit an all-time high. I believe it hit all-time high today. Hit 44,000 and change, whatever, and that ended up pushing up Mara up 33%. So that is one that's exploding. Riot is also exploding. Riot blockchain, this one's up almost 30%. We have Square also doing very well, up 8%. It's at $259 right now. So these are some stocks that are being affected by what Tesla did. Could you imagine if Tesla never bought that 1.5 bill worth, if that news didn't come out? I mean, Bitcoin wouldn't be moving like this, and a lot of these stocks wouldn't rather be moving either. So you can see how this had an indirect effect on pretty much a lot of other stocks and businesses out there. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments on everything. And in my FOMO buying into Tesla now or Bitcoin? No. I mean, Tesla, maybe. I mean, I think there could be a move up to about 900, 915 here on Tesla in the next couple of days. But Bitcoin, since it's at all-time highs, am I FOMOing into it? Probably not, but I'll tell you what I am doing. So let's take a look at my Bitcoin holdings right now. Okay, we can see it. So what we have right here is my Ledger Live platform. This is actually where I store my Bitcoin, where you can see the Bitcoin. It's actually stored here on the Ledger Nano S, which is a hardware wallet. If you actually plug this into your computer, that is where you can access your Bitcoin and work with it. And I'll link a video down below. I made this video, I think about 2-3 months ago, on how to actually buy Bitcoin on Coinbase and store it on your Ledger Nano S. So go check out that video. It's linked down below. But again, what you see right here is the Ledger Live platform, and once you buy Bitcoin on Coinbase, you can pretty much send it here. And if you want to buy Bitcoin on Coinbase, I'm not telling you to buy anything. This is not financial advice, but if you do, go check out that link down below. If you open up a Coinbase account using my link, you get $10 and I get $10 once you actually buy Bitcoin on Coinbase. So go check out that link down below. And again, what you see right here, this is my Bitcoin. This is how much Bitcoin I own. And yeah, I mean, it's not that much. I own about $3,500 worth of Bitcoin. And you can see right here, right now, the price of Bitcoin is a little bit over 43,000, like we said earlier. And I don't even own 0.1 of a Bitcoin. I mean, I own 0.08 of a Bitcoin, a little bit less. Again, about $3,500 worth of Bitcoin. And I'm not sure if you guys remember, I doubt you do, but I made a video months months ago, back in May, when I got back into Bitcoin, because there was a period of time from 2017 through about, 2020, where I got completely out of Bitcoin. I made some money on it back in 2017 when it went crazy. You guys remember that. And I got out of it completely. I cut losses on Litecoin. I took about an 80% loss there, got completely out of crypto. And then 2020 came back around. We saw Bitcoin hit about 3,000. I didn't buy there. I wish I did. But it hit 3,000. Then it started to climb back up, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000. And back in May, a couple months ago, that is where I bought into Bitcoin, back into it at about 9,000, 9,200, right around 9,000. And I talked about that in that Bitcoin video I made a couple months ago. And I doubt anybody remembers that, but that was where I got back in. And the truth is, I didn't put in much money. I put in about $500 at first, and then I started averaging in over time to the point where I believe I only added about $1,500 of my own money, maybe $1,700, right around there. I have to pull up my Excel spreadsheet and verify that number. It was only about $1,500 roughly I put in of my own money, and obviously the price of Bitcoin, appreciated a ton from where I got in and from my different average costs, right? And now we're sitting at $3,500. And the way I'm looking at Bitcoin is I understand that it's not really a store of value. I don't really think it's a store of value personally. The truth is, this is very volatile. It goes up 20% one day, down 20 the next. And for me, a store of value is something that is more stable. It's not something that is rampant and very volatile like Bitcoin is. I'm looking more at, let's say, gold as a store of value, which moves on a good day maybe 2% up. On a bad day, maybe 2% down. I think that is more of a store of value. I'm looking at Bitcoin more as, you could argue it's also a store of value. It's more volatile. You have to understand that. But I'm looking at it more as a decentralized currency, which these days, that is very useful. That is very useful. It's very quick to transact. You can send money to people instantaneously. The uses of Bitcoin, they are great. The blockchain is great. And I'm looking at this more as a speculative investment. We know that there's only 21 million Bitcoin out there. We understand supply and demand. We see these public companies dumping into Bitcoin, so we see how the supply is being diminished. The demand is going up. Again, there's only 21 million Bitcoin out there circulating, and if more and more people are buying, holding on to it, institutions, public companies, private companies, it's going to shrink the amount of Bitcoin out there, which could squeeze the price up. So I'm looking at this as more of a speculative, long-term, put a very small amount of money in it that I'm willing to lose. And as Bitcoin gets more adopted, this could very well grow to be a very big portion of my portfolio. If it gets to 100,000, or not even 100,000 a coin, but if it gets to 1 million plus a coin, which is very crazy, it might grow to be a decent amount in my portfolio. But as of now, it's pretty small, and I'm looking at it more as a spec play, as we are seeing the devaluation of the dollar. And I'm not one of these guys that's like, oh, Bitcoin, it's either Bitcoin or gold. If you're a gold bug, if you're a Bitcoin bug, you're an idiot. No, that's not how I'm viewing it, guys. I personally have exposure to both gold and Bitcoin. And like I said, gold is more of a store of value in my opinion. It's less volatile, but you could also argue Bitcoin is as well, but it's more volatile, so you have to take that into account. So that is what I own. That's what I own, about $3,500 of Bitcoin right now. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. As always, how much Bitcoin do you own? I would love to know. And make sure to go check out that tutorial video of how to buy Bitcoin on Coinbase and safely transfer it to this hardware wallet, which keeps your private keys safe so nobody can get to it. And that's why I like this thing, and keeping my Bitcoin off of the exchanges. If you keep your Bitcoin on the exchange, you're going to be in trouble if there's a hacking, an outage, whatever. So I like to keep it safe. And yeah, that's it. So go check out that tutorial. It's linked down below. If you all enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to go down below, check out the Patreon. You can sign up to that, get buy and sell alerts, get exclusive content that I'm producing. You can get a daily morning update on breakout stocks I'm watching every morning. So go check out the Patreon. That's linked down below. You could also get 2 stocks from WeBull. Those are valued up to $1,600 and $30 free from M1 Finance by simply opening up an account. All of those are linked right down below. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, stay safe out there, guys. Keep crushing the markets.